It is the most chaotic time of the year as we approach the city of sin, where lights, glamour, depression, utter madness is sure to ensue. On the weekend where we celebrate a resurrection and everybody puffs it up strongly too. But that's not the only thing we're here tonight for, because of course we're going to look at loyalty, family. We're going to look at confidence, fear. We're going to look at aggression, retaliation, and so much more as we welcome you into our kickoff of this entire long week that spills beyond this weekend. Welcome, everybody, to Simply Predicting WrestleMania Saturday. Welcome to the discussion. Hello, everybody. Are you fucking ready to go with what's ahead this entire 7 days? I know I am. Welcome once again back to Simply Predicting as we are the Simple Idol Studios. I am, of course, the simple man of the simple brand, forever grateful for all things professional wrestling. Damn it. My name is Noel Flowers. So we have two other wise men here so far. We might have a little baddie shenanigans join us as well. Stay tuned for more on that. I, of course, have the most reliable person that I've come to know outside the Renegade, Mr. Reliable himself, Walter Cruz. Subscribe to Rager Wrestling. And, of course, as I said before, the Renegade of Wrestling himself, JJ Williams, CEO of Cascading Studios. And, again, thank you for all that are tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Get your predictions in. You will find the link to the form in the description. It's good to see you all in the chat. Darren, Emmanuel, King Mike. Yeet. You missed the deadline, but that's all right. You enjoy, and shout out in advance to the Dominguez that are dealing with family priorities in a birthday celebration. So, of course, from all of us, happy birthday to the nephew. Shout out to my Tom and Jerry fans. And again, folks, please let your predictions be known in the comments as well. PayPal the passions. And if you want to dictate the conversation, super chat is as simple as that. Let's freaking get into this. Before we get into this any further, let these two men talk before you now, because you're going to get a whole lot more of us this entire week. I'm going to tell you that right now. First and foremost, JJ, it's once again time that we're baptized by the fires that is the professional wrestling business. Lord help our larynxes. How are you feeling about WrestleMania Saturday?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the entire week. I don't know if my voice is going to hold up, but I do have some sore throat lozenges in my backpack if necessary to kind of, coat and soothe the old voice box there. Got so much in store, and me and James were talking this afternoon and even added another thing to the watch along schedule as if we need more. Since you and Walter will be taking care of Stardom on Friday morning, James and I are going to do Potter Mania, which is an all-female wrestling show in which a young possible WWE prospect in, about 17 days is going to be challenging for a championship on that show. So went ahead and added that. Izzy Moreno.
You bloody batty teasing fool. But I love you for that. And let's go, Izzy. And speaking of being batty, y'all get ready to go crazy and batty, because our Canadian friend did arrive in time. Hey, it's Ash. And now we have a fantastic four. And not copyright. But JJ, good stuff. And shout out to you and James in doing that. And shout out again to Izzy Moreno. Please follow her folks on the social media, our BFF. I know she's definitely my BFF. I hope that she succeeds in WID and beyond and achieves that dream. Maybe barely, just saying. Well, thank you for that, JJ. Let's go ahead and talk to our Canadian friend, Ash. And if you haven't done it so far yet, subscribe to Batty for Wrestling. At this point, Ash, I think it's safe to say you truly are not only a friend, you are family here in the Simply Reliable Studios. Thank you so much for allowing us to use your platform to encourage others to follow you in your passion for wrestling during this entire madness of wrestling watch-alongs. And it's great to welcome you to Simply Predicting. So how you feeling about WrestleMania Saturday?
I'm looking forward to it. I was able to get the day off both nights, actually.
Nice.
Because I figured, because I was working yesterday and I was like, and I booked it last minute. I was just like, is WrestleMania already this weekend? And I double checked. I'm like, oh, it is.
Right?
Well, then. all I just had to do was like, okay, this is what off, and then all I just put in the description is it's WrestleMania weekend. So that's all the information I needed.
That's the most incredible work description excuse I've ever heard.
Oh, because they know I'm a wrestling fan, so they know why. And then shortly after, like right before doors closed, my manager who does all the scheduling, she asked, "So, what big matches are happening on?" And that moment, I knew I got both nights off.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah,
I just told her John Cena was wrestling because I figured that's the only wrestler she knew about.
I mean, hey,
Proof that the Canadians are nice. You see that?
Yeah, but Canadians are some of the nicest people you can meet. I should know. I went to Toronto and I had a lovely Airbnb. I hope that wonderful individual is still doing very well. So, that being said, yeah, it's just one of those things right now where I'm just so damn excited always this week. It brings out the utter madness in me. I truly go batty. And that's non-pun intended. But it's good to know I literally have a baddie friend that joins me. Literally, between the mail person and somebody on my team, very few people I know at work are wrestling fans, but they know how much I am a professional wrestling fan. So I get it. And I literally took off Thursday through next Monday, all because of WrestleMania week. So I get it. Yes, JJ, I see your hand.
This is the 1 week a year where I think everybody in the Simply Reliable Studios does what Noah does 52 weeks a year. In the way that we absorb all things wrestling. And shout out to your crew.
Damn it. Yeah, shout out to AW fam. I hope that King's doing well. I haven't heard from him in a while. I hope you're doing well.
I used to have this one theater manager who also is a wrestling fan and who also used to be a wrestler himself. So every WWE pay-per-view, because AEW wasn't a thing at the time when he was theater manager, he would book every pay-per-view off for me. I wouldn't even have to ask. He'd be like, "Oh, pay-per-view's on this weekend. Oh, NXT's on. Yeah, don't worry, we got both nights off." I'm like, cool.
That's awesome. I got a guy at the bank up the street from me that knows me and started watching and wrestles himself and is a fan. And every time I walk in, he spends like 15, 20 minutes talking about wrestling. What would you do with this? And what would you do with that? To the point his manager's like, why don't you take your lunch every time this guy comes in? Like, sheesh.
I think that's why they stopped scheduling me at work on Saturday and Sunday, because there's a guy who's the morning opening busser on the weekends who found out I was into wrestling. And so when I would come in, we'd always start talking about wrestling, to the point where one day I came in, and even though it wasn't going to be worn as part of my uniform, I came in with my Roman Reigns Paul Heyman shirt on, and he immediately stopped what he was doing, put his one in the air. I was like, that's what's up. That's what's up.
He got acknowledged.
Yeah, well, same thing happened over at my friend Shane, who lives in Texas, big Bloodline fan. Works in the kitchen, goes to work one day in his Roman Reigns shirt, and everyone put their one up as soon as they saw him. On his birthday, too. That was the best part of it. He did it on his birthday.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That is freaking awesome. See, wrestling truly does bring the world together for the greater good out of people, besides what you see out of Twitter twats and the dumbest people alive on the self-proclaimed IWC. But this is not a public service announcement or a simple man forum. This is Silly Predicting, and we're going to get into that shortly. That being said, this man's always awesome at both predicting, commentating, and unleashing the rage when needed. Walter, it's good to see you. You've always been reliable. It's a WrestleMania week, pal. How you feel about WrestleMania Saturday?
Feeling great. Raw didn't do the best job of hyping me up, but I was hyped already, yeah. But that's neither here nor there. Raw wasn't the best go-home show. But
it wasn't the best go-home, but it was better than some of the recent Raw After Manias.
Yeah. I give you that. I give you that one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about it. And that went nocturnal. I may have some surprises. Tell you that much.
He broke me. All right, well, good deal. Our Canadian friend will once again come to light here on our screen. Short enough, we're gonna have Avatar Man. We're gonna probably have other shenanigans. We might even have a German join us here and momentarily. And again, you all married too, because you all are possible fun. So please be part of our channels. Subscribe to everybody. please follow up, share the links, show some love, encourage a fan in wrestling, subscribe, encourage a friend to enjoy wrestling. And I think without further ado, sit the predicting community while we wait for Ash and possibly another. Avatar Man, Walter Cruz, JJ Williams, ladies and gentlemen, casuals, hardcoreists, professional wrestling fans, simple men, simple women like me. Let's get right into it. So again, it is once again that time. It is the showcase of the Immortals. It is the entertainment mega spectacle. It is once again WrestleMania. This time, WrestleMania 41 emanating from Las Vegas, Nevada. It starts 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can watch it, of course, on the Peacock. So please stay tuned for our coverage both Saturday and Sunday night. Because of the length of the show, we are only going to do Saturday tonight and discuss Sunday tomorrow. Sunday will be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10:30 actually, following NXT. And yes, I do believe in NXT again. So we will be doing City Predicting for Stand and Deliver later this week. That'll be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live on Thursday afternoon. So yes, you're literally getting 3 City Predictings for the WrestleMania week regarding WWE's 3 biggest shows too. So
You just warmed my heart, Noah. I never thought I would hear you say those words again.
Right.
Noah believes in NXT. Damn it!
Damn it!
No.
And I don't digress. So yeah,
Flip
yeah.
it.
Clip it for sure.
Oh, good grief! No one.
Sorry, I
stop.
went Avatar. Like I literally almost fell.
Oh,
So
I
I
Nice
have
Jacob
the.
Fatu shirt, by the way.
I'm about to say
This
wow.
wire is 50 feet. No, I think I got the
50
40,
feet?
30 foot. I got the 30-foot one.
Don't you
To
think
go
that's
from
a little-
the from the Ethernet cable, and it got caught under my chair, and I almost went bloop bloop.
Oh,
It would have been
well,
entertaining for the show, but
Exactly. Next time, go ahead and fall. It's okay. As long as you don't give yourself a concussion, it'll entertain the fans.
well, people, are you not entertained? Are you not excited already? Let us know. But that being said, enough of this foolishness. For the sport is supposed to be sacred. Because our opening match, ladies and gentlemen,
Oy.
I demand all your gratitude for your reigning World Heavyweight Champion, Dealing Gunther, who is defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against, go ahead and do it on screen so people see it, Yeet. Jey Uso. Jey Uso, of course, who won the Men's Royal Rumble this year. WrestleMania, of course, tradition. When you win the Royal Rumble, you get a marquee match at WrestleMania for a WWE Championship. And Jey Uso chose between Cody and the Ring General. He chose Gunther. This will be their 4th singles encounter, as Gunther is 3-0 against everyone's main event, Uso. Now, for those that don't know how sleep predicting goes, allow me to remind you the etiquette here and the madness that will ensue amongst the 5 of us that welcome Dwayne in. There will be one person who will lead off on the match and give an opening dissertation. Following that, the rest of the panel will either agree or disagree. If there is a disagreement, I will let that person go first based on who I'm able to acknowledge on screen. And then we will go from there. Now, because this is a marquee match, although it might as well be a WrestleMania main event, we are going to allow everybody to get their fair share in. And since I'm in the middle of the madness, we are going to go clockwise. So, Walter, you kick off the tonight, giving your opening thoughts towards Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Dwayne, welcome to the forum as you figure out your stuff. So, Walter, who you got? As you're muted. Botch. Off to a great start.
right.
Dick.
You know, this kind of stinks for Gunther because he does all year long. Does this great thing. He makes the titles feel important. Then it gets to Mania and he has to keep looking at lights for people to make people over, but it fits the story. And fortunately, I feel like it's gonna happen again after what he did with Sammy. I think it almost has to be, especially make Royal Rumble feel important. And at this point, please change the verbiage of how you say it. Look, the winner of the Royal Rumble gets a title shot. You don't have to keep saying main event because we already see what you guys are doing with it. But I got to go yeet. Jey Uso's going to win this one.
You know how long I followed Gunther, the ring general, before WWE NXT UK was even a freaking thing, as he's one of the most predominant, original, throwback, effective professional wrestlers on the freaking planet. This pisses me off beyond belief, being a marketing strategy more than anything else. But he is a fan favorite, so I gotta give credit's due, especially since he's trying to branch out of that tag team freaking proverbial vortex that most tag team specialists are stuck in for the duration of their career too. And that's just all I'm gonna say on that retort. All right, so that being said, the opening bout is for the new World Heavyweight Champion. Let's go ahead and move on now to regular wrestling JJ Williams as we get the rest of the panel's thoughts. JJ, agree or disagree? And what did you think so far of Jey Uso's motivation since winning the men's Royal Rumble?
I think the story build has been okay. You know, Gunther came out right away, said he was going to give Jey 10 weeks of suffering. He's done that. Last week, Jey finally let his huevos rancheros fall and put some bass in his voice and stood up to Gunther. Tonight, it was a little bit of the same, even though Gunther wasn't in the ring. You know, Sacramento, NorCal is where the Fatus are from. Said his mama was in the audience somewhere. You know, dude went through 8 weeks of getting his ass beat. If he doesn't win, I don't know what the hell they're doing. 4 letters, 1 word, ×2 because of Natalie. Yeet.
And shout out to the most graceful voice in the Super Reliable Studios, Natalie. Natalie, I hope that you are doing well, and please stay pure and keep up with your education. All right, so far we got 2 yeets. Well, Ash, hello. Let's go ahead and get your thoughts here, as you just yeeted me. Damn it. Go ahead and further elaborate your thoughts on this match.
Yeah, sorry, I've been going through some technical difficulties on my laptop as of lately, and it's just mildly annoying.
As someone that works in IT, I feel for you. Please continue.
Yeah. I mean, see, my main question is, like, I have a feeling like, yes, Jay's most likely going to be winning the title from Gunther because of the brutality of like what happened to Jimmy, which added much needed heat and drama to it. So Jay is not only fighting for himself, but he's also fighting for his family as well, which, as we know, like that's all the bloodline's about. Not to go like Fast and the Furious, but you know what I mean.
Hey, you're gonna get me ranting. Continue.
So yeah, I think Jay's probably gonna win the title, going back, adding to the prestige of the Royal Rumble winner, because we've gone through like the last few years of most of the people who won the Rumble actually went on to become champions, and I don't think we're going to break that streak anytime soon, which is one of the few WrestleMania streaks we have going.
All right, and that's a fair analysis. And speaking of stats and streaks, shout out to Statboy Mikey, and this match is brought to you by Statboy Sports Bar. You can find that here in Suburban Studios anytime for all your sporting needs and stats. Go check out Statboy Sports Bar, courtesy of Statboy Mikey and his lovely barkeep, Dory Lou. The doors are always open. They welcome you in, even after happy hour. There you go. Statboy Sports Bar. Hello, Dwayne. Welcome to Silly Predicting. Glad that you made it, my friend. So go ahead and give your thoughts now. Is it unanimously yeet here, or do you think Gunther surprises us and Triple H literally changes the WWE landscape when we think that everybody believes that the good guy should always win? What's your thoughts towards this?
I don't know.
Damn.
Honestly, I don't know. I want to go with Jay. I mean, I bought merchandise from him in his past couple months. I've got a couple of Yeet shirts, whatnot, but it just, as I was stating on No DQ earlier, you can't predict Triple H this year. It's like a lot of what he says has been going on, people you think he's going to head in one direction, he goes to another one. Like, for instance, Jey Uso winning the Rumble. Nobody saw that one coming, myself included. So, but, had they not had that Saturday night's main event match, this would probably be an easy prediction, but I'm still gonna go with the fact, he's got what 2 or 3 wins over Jey Uso right now. Come on now. I think Jay's gonna pull off the victory. I think possibly Jimmy's gonna probably have a hand in it somehow as well. So I think it's gonna be a great match one way or another. Possibly a kickoff. Or not kickoff, but the first match
Opening,
of the night. Yeah.
the opening bout.
So, yep. Yeet.
Jeez. JJ, I see your hand before I get my closing remarks.
I saw this on Instagram the other day, and because it compelled me and intrigued me, I want to throw it out here for a minute. And this might be the only time I truly cook tonight. So let me mix up the bowl of chili here, if I may, because Dwayne brought up how nobody saw Jey Uso winning coming.
Right.
And as far as the average fan goes, totally concede that point. However, let me cook this because I think it may intrigue people and show that this was part of the plan if this ends up being accurate. So, January 6th, Raw Netflix debut. Jey Uso showed up for his entrance with his good friend, Travis Scott. NXT the following night, The Rock shows up and says he's 20 steps ahead. Enjoy the ride I'm taking you on. February 1st, the Rumble. Jey Uso enters at number 20 and wins, 20 steps ahead. February 1st at the Rumble. Unknowingly to the fans at the time, Cena sells his soul and lets The Rock's cousin win the Rumble. Post-Rumble, Cena cuts his first heel promo, placing himself in the chamber without qualifying, says it's best for business. February 2nd, almost overnight, the internet fans turn on Jey and are awful to him, based off of the dislikes on the YouTube video of him winning. February 21st on SmackDown, The Rock asks Cody Rhodes for his soul, 20 days after Jey Uso wins the Rumble. March 1st, The Chamber, Cena, The Rock, and Jey Uso's friend, Travis Scott, is in the ring when the heel turn on Cody occurs. March 17th, Cena says the fickle fans have been awful to him. The same fans who have also been awful to Jey Uso as of late. The Rock held up the 2 when Cena aligned with him. What if Jey Uso aligns with The Rock next and hits the deuces to the haters? The Rock said he wanted someone to be his champion, but what if he ends up with both champions?
Not a bad scenario.
I mean, literally the final boss would have unlimited power if that was the case. So, and there has been talk about there being a third person. You wanted the third person would be revealed at WrestleMania. But again, what's the thing that we always say here? Nothing in WWE happens by accident. Has there been any, based on what JJ just said, besides that, like some visuals that could hint towards maybe Jey aligning with the final boss or turning on Cody, who endorsed him until we yeet again? How fitting and ironic would it be if both Jey and Cody leave WrestleMania as champions and both show up face to face on Monday Night Raw? It is something that's making me think a little bit, but based on what I've seen right now, if this is the first match of the entire WrestleMania weekend, I can almost buy into that because the distraught in Jey losing and the absolute, I would think, shunning the fans would give him, I think would push Jey to that. So, I mean, if it means Goober wins, I mean, I'm kind of for it. But also, I don't know if Jey necessarily is for it. But it's got me thinking. But regardless, I'm still going to go with my mind versus my heart because I don't gamble. I simply predict. It's probably going to be Jey Uso giving us the biggest pop of Saturday night as far as a victory goes. To kickstart the fans the right way, I think I gotta go with Jey Uso and begrudgingly go against Gunther. The problem is Gunther is too pristine. He only is a freaking champion. He's been champion over 80% of his entire WWE career. Only literally less than a handful of people legitimately have beaten this man, and one of those men is freaking injured, and I was hoping that he would have a marquee WrestleMania program with Gunther, and I really wonder if that was the original plan. You know exactly what I'm talking about, my NXT UK fans. Ilya Dragunov. But
Dragunov.
thank you, Walter. But it is what it is again. So, again, turn direction. GPS still reaches final destination. Regardless, I think we're in for a new World Heavyweight Champion of WrestleMania, but I think in this case, it's going to be Jey Uso. So I got Jey as well. And I still say, damn it. But you probably got me thinking, and people thinking now, too, as we continue to go through night one. All right, well, that was fun. Good discussion. Let's go ahead and move on from there, from the men to the women. And this match is brought to you by the Ranking Wrestling JJ Wood. You want to see future cooking, you want to see future reviewing, you want to see top 10s of positive future interviewing, subscribe today to Cassidy 18 Studios. You can find him always on the social medias. You could also find him throughout the spaces. So if you haven't already, subscribe to Cassidy 18 Studios, Ranking Wrestling JJ Williams. And you kick this one off because this one includes your bitch. Because Jade Cargill is going one-on-one with Naomi for the first time ever. And it's at WrestleMania. Jade Cargill's first WrestleMania singles test. Good luck to her. And good luck to this woman trying to channel Owen Hart. Okay, so let's go ahead and lightly bring people up to speed. For those that don't know, Jade Cargill, Naomi, Bianca Belair, they were the absolute trinity of power. And let's just say there was some bad blood that spilled over. And it really came forward courtesy of Naomi, who apparently assaulted Jade Cargill and finally got something of relevancy for her WWE career out of it. She got basically face appeal and a championship, not to mention momentum, until Jade came back with the wrath of Zeus and literally bludgeoned her. Since then, these two have been at each other's throats. Naomi is out to prove a point that she is better than both Jade and Bianca, and she is not somebody to underestimate. But also, proving ground, Jade Cargill, can you hang on the grandest stage of them all on your own? Okay, JJ, this is on you to start us off. Jade Cargill, Naomi, who do you got in this WrestleMania grudge match?
First of all, let me say fuck you for coming to me first. Because you know how much I love that bitch.
I mean,
you know how much I support that bitch.
You said it.
You know I would go and I would drop whatever money I have normally on that bitch. However, if Naomi loses, what was the point of this fucking heel turn in the first goddamn place? Yay, Naomi turned heel. She's going to do something. She fucking lost again. Stop me when I'm telling lies.
No lies detected.
See, I wish this match was going to be after the Bianca match, not before.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Bianca is involved, she could have won the title and then got involved here. But because this match is 24 hours at least before Bianca's title match, it's still going to leave people wondering. I'm going to say Naomi wins.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to be a straight up victory, if Jade's going to get disqualified, but I have Naomi winning because otherwise this entire heel turn momentum is for nothing.
All right. So there's your opening bout for this grudge match. Now, because this is like a grudge match, not like the major like championship matches, this is one of those matches where a person has an opening ballot, and we see if everybody agrees. If everyone agrees, move on. And now, of course, we'll go auctioneering. If someone chooses to disagree, then we will get their take. So, again, the ballot has been set for Naomi. And before I open the ballot, what did Natalie say?
Yes, yes. Uno momento. Let me bring that up because I've got to switch back
Uno
over to her because I moved to see that Jey Uso thing. She has Naomi as well.
Like father, like daughter. All right.
There's a
We got
few that we disagree on, but so far we're neck and neck there as far as our agreements.
Damn, my
okay.
brother stole my thunder.
Hey,
I
it is
literally was
predictions.
gonna say what he said in the chat. Like I feel like Naomi wins by losing because
Ah.
Jade's gonna kick her ass so bad that they're gonna have to disqualify her or something because she can't control her temper, and Naomi's gonna get in her head taunting her.
But either way, you also have Naomi. So right now I'm hearing two
Mhm.
Naomis. Well, three technically. Does anyone disagree and believe that bitch will be rendered the winner? Going once, going twice. Yeah, I also think Naomi. But the disqualification is what I was also thinking about as well. You talked about if a heel loses on the marquee stage, then what's the point? I like to think that heels sometimes don't necessarily always need to win. They just need to be the ones that drive the story and are the talking point in the end. If Naomi keeps pushing Jade, similar to when Jade, let's rewind the clock here. The last time Jade was in a marquee singles match was against Nia Jax, the Fridge. Hello, DJ. And Nia Jax made it personal because she got in the face of her daughter. What happened? Jade Cargill lost her shit, and she got disqualified. And Nia Jax advanced. But at the end of the day, Jade was still the bitch you don't want to reckon with. Here again, it very well could be very much the same. And yes, Naomi with a new lease on life in this heel turn, channeling the tape of Owen Hart, if you all have looked at the attire. I do think it's one of those things where Naomi needs to prove how bad of a bitch she can be and why she should be in the conversation. So even in defeat, if she's the one that's being talked about here, which I think is really about at the end of the day, if you look at that face-to-face in SmackDown, I think she wins. Either way, I think I'm going to render Naomi as the winner as well. So far, first match, folks, unanimous. Okay.
Yeah. Because that's what I was like wondering too. Is like how do we prolong the feud while also giving Jade her big Mania moment as well?
Exactly.
Prolong the feud. I'm thinking this culminates at Evolution 2.
Which we know will be later
Please.
this year.
Please, because
Because then Walter can go, because it's Mohegan Sun in Connecticut.
As soon as they announce it, I'm booking tickets. I don't give a shit about price. I don't give a shit about.
When in July are you supposed to be coming to Cali? Because it's supposed to be like July 6th.
Like July 15th and 14th. I'm booked. I
Okay.
want to get away from holiday traveling and everything, so I'm waiting until like mid-July.
Got you.
That's a wise move, especially at the airports. And Matt, good to see you. All right, so it has Naomi. Dwayne, since everyone kind of gave their 2 cents, is there anything else did you want to add here? Do you think a disqualification protects Naomi, still preserves Jade strong, or do you think that Naomi actually needs a legit win somehow?
My personal prediction would be before hearing everybody else, kind of makes me think something else. I already predicted Jade Cargill to win. In my opinion, it was going to be a typical AEW squash match. But going into this, Jade could possibly win the match, but in the very end, after it's all said and done, Naomi's the one standing tall at the end of it. So I'm gonna go with that idea as well.
I see. That's why you didn't raise your hand earlier. I was like, what'd you do? Okay, so basically, he's been swayed. All right, so again, everyone right now is picking Naomi. And again, folks, your predictions matter too, and they are not final, keyword. You could change them. They are not final until 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the entire show, no exceptions, Saturday night. So 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Saturday night, your predictions are locked, and you accept your fate. So keep that in mind. Yes, JJ.
I do have a question about that. Let's say that on Saturday during WrestleMania, we find out who Randy Orton is going to be fighting on night 2. Do we get the opportunity to predict that and have that added to the night 2 card since the match wouldn't have happened yet?
The only way I allowed that, because that would affect not only the team, that would affect the gals, if the boss man, Madman, Aaron Riff makes it official. Otherwise, it'll be a no.
Got you. That's the only thing I could think of that would alter anything, because we know Randy Orton has to have a match.
This is why WrestleMania. Of course he does.
The question is, who and how do they go about it?
That's what Triple H is going to keep us guessing. Dwayne, I acknowledge you. What's up?
Just a quick question, dude. I'm hearing everybody else pretty fine, but you're like really like very low.
Who?
At first, I was Noah is.
Oh, I am?
I was thinking maybe I was having issues with my headphones, but I'm hearing everybody else pretty clear.
Oh, all right.
I don't know if
maybe
your
I need to
volume might be low or
investigate.
something, or
I hear you fine, Noah.
Weird. Technical difficulties. Headsets. Speakers.
Ah,
What?
my wife just had a very good idea. That's not bad. Because then technically. By the way, my wife turns 40 tomorrow. Happy birthday in what? 45 minutes? What time is it? 25 minutes or something? Yeah.
11:37 Pacific Standard Time. If you're doing math for midnight, it's 23. And shout out to Legally. I know she probably wants to face me with fortune again. And again, she'll tell you to be quiet if you're out of line. So happy pre-lated birthday to you. What you got here? Jade wins, beat the hell out of Naomi after the match. So bad, she won't listen. Then the ref can reverse the decision. And technically Naomi wins then.
That's
Well-
there also.
that's
Didn't that
another
happen?
idea.
Didn't that happen recently in NXT?
Mhm.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure it was it Trick or was it one of the women? Was it Jada? It might have been Jada. I don't remember. I know I remember it happened recently. Anyway, okay, but for now, we're all going with Naomi. And Dwayne, I hear you fine, so I don't know if you're not hearing me enough, but as long as you get, the constant conversation, I guess that's all that really matters.
I may just have to switch back and take the headphones off, so I don't know.
All right, well, fair enough, brother. I got you. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on. And that being said, Ash, you're on the about next. Let's go back into championship contention, and let's see if you believe that a New Day will rise as champions, or it will be a bad day for the New Day. It's on you. Let's go ahead and talk about the WWE World Tag Team Championships, as the New Day will be going up against the War Raiders. Of course, I'm talking about War Machine. If you all have been following New Japan Pro Wrestling, how fitting I get the New Japan Pro Wrestling fan, the NJPW team, by pure coincidence, I assure you. Not coincidental at all. But yeah, ever since the New Day made their heel turn, blame Big E for their failures, yada, 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 been excommunicated from the locker room, had their fall with the LWO, of course, in Madison Square Garden, they've set their sights on the tag gold. And after taking the cheap way out, cowards, we, of course, have heard tonight on Monday Night Raw, and yes, I did watch Monday Night Raw at Tatani. It was meh. Shout out to my friend Sienna Chanel that was there live, by the way. Anyway, we have, of course, echo effect. We have, of course, the New Day. Kofi Kingston, as I talked about during a Noti Q, is a record 10-time tag team champion as the New Day, but has only held those titles basically 6 times. Xavier Woods, his last big accolade was King of the Ring. This match brought to you by Clash of Clans, by the way, if you play that mobile game. But more importantly, this match is brought to you by Batty for Wrestling. Subscribe today. Okay, so that being said, and I'm still agreeing on your part, Dwayne. I'm going to mute you for a moment. That being said, Ash, what do you guys say regarding this match? Do you have new tag team champions?
So I'm a little torn on this because I'm like going in this thinking, who needs this more? Like, because the New Day, they really haven't done anything after turning heel, and then same with the War Raiders with this title run. So because the New Day, like right now, like the New Day, they've turned heel. They don't really need the belts because they've been like tag team champs in how many times? And at the other end, right? And if the New Day do win, what tag teams do they have going for them? Because I'm thinking, like, if the New Day beat the War Raiders, they can have like a little program with the War Raiders. But then what do they do afterwards? That's like, I'm probably like thinking way too far ahead, but I think the New Day winning the tag titles will help revitalize the heel turn. Make it like mean a lot more.
Okay, so you have new champions.
Yes.
All right, so there you go. We have a ballot for new WWE World Tag Team Champions. And if you don't agree, don't be sour. But let's go ahead and see if anyone does disagree. New tag champion. Go. Wait. And I'm still echoing on your thing, by the way. So your speaker setting needs to be adjusted. This is an IT font. Never have your microphone and speaker set the same way unless you have a headset. This has been a simple IT font courtesy of the Simple Man. Anyway, Grande.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I do not. Up until tonight, I had predicted possibly New Day winning, but this is a very bold prediction I'm making because, hey, go hard or go strong. I think Big E's going to somehow get involved and help War Raiders.
Okay.
He's going to get some kind of redemption, I think, somehow. And why not do it at the big, grandest stage of them all? You know, he possibly could come out there thinking he's going to help them out, then turn around helping War Raiders or something. I don't know. I kind of agree with what Ash said, though. You know, New Day, they've had their day in the sun. They've, 10 times? It's done. I don't see it. I'm not invested in this heel turn, and I probably won't be either as well. So, I'm going I'm saying Raiders retain.
All right. While you work on your speaker, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. You might need to go back to the headset, and Walter can probably mention that. That being said, yeah. Pigs in space. That's
I understand that reference.
I knew you were. I was about to be lad.
Just stay on mute for now until you fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, JJ, so we got a split bout here, so let's go ahead and get yours and Natalie thoughts, and then Walter, since we got a split bout, this is what we do here, folks. So, JJ, what you got to say regarding this?
I've got the New Day. They have to win these. Otherwise, much like I said for Naomi, take phrasing, reinsert it here. Turn was for nothing. New Day needs this title run. They should have gotten it sooner, but they didn't. There's the possibility of Big E getting involved and costing them, like Dwayne said. There's also the possibility of Big E getting involved and helping them. You know, and maybe that's why he didn't do anything when the original heel turn happened, because how much more effective and devastating would it be for him to interfere and help his brothers win the titles at WrestleMania? You know, hot take there, but something to think about. But I've got the New Day. They have to win this. I see them getting drafted to SmackDown, though, possibly having the tag championships switch shows, because please, God Almighty, give me the New Day versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
That's a good one. I like that a lot. And you know as well as I do, it's inevitable. They are going to do a WWE draft, or between this transfer portal thing they're kind of doing. I completely see that. And we've all agreed that SmackDown has a deeper tag team division, at least 4 teams off the top of my head, than Raw has right now. And the balance of heel and faces on Raw, even in the mitigated tag team division, is extremely small. So this could be one of those things, to Ash's point, that could go on for a while.
Forever. Yeah, we have 3 Raws between the Raw after Mania and going into Backlash. I would say do the draft on the Backlash Go Home show, since that would probably be about as entertaining as tonight's was. And then you have the draft picks take effect the Raw after Backlash.
Yeah, because Backlash, of course, is like early May. I think it's like the first week of
like
May.
The 10th, I think.
Okay, so close enough. All right. So that being said, New Day, tag chance for chain, Natalie.
New Day.
Walter.
The New Day. My wife's right. No way I can go against them after, like, I almost feel like I know them personally the way they treated us. So I can't go against them. Plus, it's funny you guys mentioned the Big E thing, because he's obviously going to be there because of the panel thing.
Right?
I'm like,
Fucking coward.
I would like to see them win and then go to the panel like you do the Daniel Bryan Miz thing, like throw the belt in his face, like we did this without you, like make it a thing so that it keeps leading to something else in the future. Maybe Big E has to get a partner and go against him in the future when he gets the cleared from cleared. You can start it here by bringing them to that panel and just like putting the titles in like Big E's face, like go all out, like we did this without you, despite how you not being there for us. We formed a brotherhood between us, and became the champs again. This is a new era for the New Day. Like just throw it all in Big E's face, make him feel worse, to where if he comes back now, he's got to find his own partner.
Dadgum, you and that freaking put that off my screen. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. It is an autocrat. He's trying his best to make me to freaking rant, and I swear.
Hey! It's Easter week. He's resurrecting it. Okay.
That is blasphemy against something that is legitimate versus something that is artificial. You know what? Moving on. I am not going to.
Hey, you know what? Duke Hansen had a bomb-ass match at Reality of Wrestling on Saturday. He's booked for Mania week. Leave the big man alone. The MVP of Chase U.
Shout out to the Australians.
Oi, oi, oi. You're still echoing, by the way, brother. All right. That being said, okay.
And I'm eating right now, so I didn't want to eat on camera.
That's fine. I appreciate that. So, okay.
I saw that plate too. I was like,
I mean, you know what?
Barbecue chicken, mac and cheese, and spinach.
Oh, nice.
Now that's a dinner. All right. Well, I'm not sure if El Grande Americano agrees with Mexican food or American food or some combination. He'll say thank you. Or muchas gracias. Muchas gracias if he wins. Let's go ahead and talk about this. And, Dwayne, you're going to be on the bow for this once I open up. El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio. Now, there is a lot I could say, but all I'm going to say is Rey Mysterio is going to take on El Grande, Red Gable, El Grande Americano for the first time in singles action. Okay, Dwayne, who do you got?
You know, this one was a tough call because at first I was putting it on Chad Gable. I ain't gonna call him that. I'm sorry. Until he proves he ain't Chad Gable, then I ain't buying it. Just like I wasn't buying Hogan, wasn't Mr. America. But anyway, getting back to that. After tonight, yeah, I think Ray's winning it. I think he's gonna rip his mask off, and we're gonna see the reveal, the big reveal. Other than that, I'm not really invested in this match altogether. So maybe it should have made it, like say, a mask versus mask match. It might have been a little more intriguing for it, but you know, it's Rey Mysterio. No, I ain't never gonna bet against him.
All right, that's fair. All right, so there you go. He has officially said Rey Mysterio defeats El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, at WrestleMania. So let's go ahead and see if anybody says no or see. Damn it! Didn't even had to do the count. Damn it! Go ahead. Why do you think El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, is going to win at WrestleMania?
First of all, Natalie picks Rey Mysterio.
Yes!
Second of all, I do not know where these misconceptions and lies are coming from about El Grande Americano, the legendary luchador, being Chad Gable. We saw El Grande Americano getting arrested while Chad Gable was talking to American Made. They have been in the same place at the same time. Therefore, they cannot be the same person. For years, I was able to say, hey, I could be Batman. But then I happened to be in a Hooters and Batman walked in. So clearly I couldn't say that anymore. It was during a Comic-Con, okay? The Hooters was across the street from the convention. Fat Man walked in, I lost that argument, that point. But El Grande Americano, the legendary luchador, is going to get the victory here. And to Dwayne's point, I think it will lead to a mask versus mask match. And I think, just to like jump ahead to tomorrow real quick, I think that's when your new Intercontinental Champion, Dominic Mysterio, will realign with his father and turn babyface as he protects his face from the mask reveal.
You are more delusional in your conspiracy theories than Jesse Ventura when it comes to a Grande Americano being somebody not Chad Gable. Did you watch Raw? No. I'm speaking now. Hey, I'm the host here. I'm speaking. Did you not? I will take this to court, damn it. Did you not see the replay of some convenient man there at Americano's match, putting a steel plate in and dropping Rey Mysterio? How ironic, by the way, he shows up after Chad Gable and American Alpha are ejected from ringside. How convenient indeed. You gotta be kidding me. They're freaking out the persona to protect himself and his insecurities that he can't beat freaking luchadors. That's what this is about.
El Grande Americano needs this victory, Noah, if for no other reason, for that between this match and the mask versus mask match we get with him and Rey Mysterio, we can get El Grande Americano versus the WWE debut of El Generico. Because Sami Zayn has not been seen since his last match. Sami Zayn may have been knocked so loopy that El Generico comes out and has a match with El Grande Americano and then is unmasked to reveal Sami Zayn.
Oh my gosh.
So it has been written, so it has been fantasy booked by El Renegado de la Lucha Libre. You heard it here.
Oi, freaking they. And now Seth's on the freaking conspiracy bandwagon. If it's not... He has no reason... Does anybody officially know if a Grande Americano is officially part of American Made? Where was he incepted in the group? All right, where's his paperwork at? Where did he sign his contract? What promotion did he come from? Where is the track record of this random guy, more random than Santina Marella? All right, this is batshit crazy. No offense, this is batshit crazy. All right, what? I saw your hand before I give it to Walter. What you guys say, real quick? Just spinning his finger. Do you want to say something, Dwayne? Do you want to say something real quick? Go ahead. Unmute.
Yes. Walter. I'm sorry, not Walter. JJ. Bring your camera.
Sorry, I was eating. That's why I turned it back off.
You're good. We all seen spinach in your teeth already.
Damn.
Here's my thing. I won't dispute the fact that it's possibility American Grande, whatever the frick his name is.
El Grande Americano, put some respect on the name.
Potato. However, in the event this is not Chad Gable, I will give you a very generous donation to your channel. Okay? And in the event, I won't even go better because you brought something else up. I'm going to make this a challenge to myself. In the event they bring El Generico back, I'll double it. But in the very end, it has to be Chad Gable. Not some, goofy spinoff like we've had before in the past. You know what I'm talking about. Alright, that's my deal. I'll stick with it.
Fair enough.
So.
Okay then. I'm gonna mute you. All right. Fair enough. Well, you heard it here. We have a deal made, and I'm not Howie Mandel, but it is official. So good luck to both gentlemen. We are in Las Vegas, so place your bets. Who's right, who's wrong? Do you bet on red? Do you bet on black? I don't know. I probably would do green because I'm simple. Okay, let's go ahead and move on from that madness. Utter madness. Dadgummit. Holy freaking bay. We got 3 matches left, so let's see. I'm just going to go beep, 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 beep. Hey, Ash, let's see what you guys say, and let's see who you call dummy. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this, shall we? Ash, we're going to let you lead this one off. Let's go ahead and talk about the megastar. Everyone's loins will be a tingling.
With an Americano.
What?
You skipped me with Americano.
Oh, I thought I already had enough luchador madness. Go ahead real quick, and then we'll go to Ash. This is what happens when I deal with multiple people.
It's okay.
Go ahead. I botched too. Chad Gable! Anyway, go ahead.
Before tonight, I was picking him at El Americano because I felt like they were going to prolong it and everything, but after he looked so strong today, it made me want to change it to Ray, and I feel like Dwayne's right. Ray's going to unmask him and everything, because I feel like when they brought this, it screened temporary anyways. So I feel like this is just a temporary gimmick. You know, he had the whole story with he found himself in the luchadores and all that. So I think the negative impact it had on social media and everything, they want to cut it short. I think they were going to make it longer, but because of all the negative feedback, they're probably cutting it short, and so he's going to lose the Ray. I think originally he was supposed to go over and keep it longer, and it leads to something, but I think all the negative feedback and comments and everything, they swerved and something happened, and they're going to just cut it short now. That's what I feel like that's the only reason Ray's winning.
So there's a cultural backlash with luchador mask. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not gonna touch that with the proverbial.
It's 2025, so people so sensitive. Where I defended their decision. I'm Latino myself, and I'm like, this is not offensive. This is the funniest shit ever. And you know how it is. It's 2025.
I'm well aware. This is the same culture that is having disputes over Mr. Potato Head gender identification.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I can't even be polite to people anymore. I can't say sir or ma'am anymore. Like pretty soon it's gonna get to the point where I have to say hi, human being. Like you can't even use pronoun. Like
you probably can't.
Then they'll get mad at me for that and say I don't identify as a human. I'm an alien. So
I was just about to make that same joke. I was about to say, what if they don't identify as human being? And then what?
This just in, I am Noah Foster. I am not a robot, and this is going way off the damn rails.
I identify as dumbfounded.
No matter what happens, it's going to be a good showcase for the up-and-coming luchador of El Grande Americano.
Yes, it's going to be a great match. Shout out to Christopher Rotz. Okay, moving on. I'm going to say Rey Mysterio demusses him, steals freaking plate underneath his mask is revealed, and we freaking get some restored order in the world of Lucha Libre. Oy vey. Dummy! Yeah, that being said, Ash, let's go to you now for our next match as I try and restore some sort of order and some actual recognized people on the screen not hiding their identity. Let's go ahead and talk about the United States Championship. Well, the Kavork has just been drained from me from that madness. But let's go ahead and talk about the United States Championship. Of course, I am talking about the Samoan Werewolf that I believe you were wearing the shirt for earlier, Walter. Taking on the megastar, the current WWE United States Champion. This match brought to you not only by Slim Bin, but brought to you by, again, Batty for Wrestling. Say it with me. Let's show Aaron Riff how it's done right. L.A. Knight. Yeah. That's how you do it, Aaron Riff, for the United States Championship. Okay, so simply put, LA Knight, of course, we gained this title from Shinsuke Nakamura, and this is his second defense, I believe, now. We've seen the fallout with Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu, which, of course, led to the one contendership, but we've also seen the subtle inclusion of Solo Sikoa, who says that he, of course, loves him. Love can hurt, and love can also bite you in the ass. I wouldn't know, though. I've always been a single simple man, and I'm going to stay that way. That being said, I'm going to leave it at that. Let's go ahead and see what this means for the Bloodline and for LA Knight for the future. LA Knight, of course, who won WrestleMania last year against phenomenal AJ Styles, and Jacob Fatu making his WrestleMania debut of sorts in in-ring action. So, good luck to both. Okay, Ash, what do you got to say regarding this? Do you have a new United States champion?
I'd say I think LA Knight's retaining because I have a feeling Solo Sikoa is going to cost Jacob Fatu the win, and that sets up a feud between them.
Oh, simply put. Okay, so we have one for LA Knight.
Yeah.
All right, if we're gonna do that all night, then someone's gonna have to get a counter going, and I don't encourage drinking, but I got enough Mountain Dew for enough yes across this room. Okay, that being said, yeah. Anyway, that being said, we got one for the champ retaining. Does anybody disagree before you move on? Because I figured, say, you son of a bitch. Of course, he's wearing the shirt, so I knew he was going to have a retort. Go ahead, Walter. Why do you think the Samoan werewolf prevails?
Simply put, it's his debut, and I feel like the whole reason they put the belt back on LA Knight, was there's more money in LA Knight versus Fatu than there would have been Shinsuke Nakamura. So they put it back so that he can go, and I feel like that is what starts the feud between Solo and Jacob over the title. Like the Usos, everybody fights over some kind of possession. If it wasn't the Ula Fala, it was a title. So now it's over the U.S. title. Because Solo's might try to pull that he can't call himself tribal chief, but maybe he tries to get Jacob to give up the title or something crazy as a show that he's still a leader of the new bloodline. And Fatu's like, I'm not doing that shit, and then that's what starts their beef or something. But I feel like they're gonna feud over the title.
Oh, that's a very good point.
I mean, that's fair. Again, he said he's off the leash, so it's like, again, Solo Sikoa, you no longer own me. I am literally on myself. But then again, we still don't know what Tama Tonga stands right now either. So I can't believe I just did that. This is the former never overweight champion in GOD. I feel like I embarrassed myself. Anyway, all right. So that being said, we got one for a new champ and one for LA Knight to retain. Let's go ahead and get one else's flaws because we once again had both sides play here. JJ, what do you and Natalie guys say regarding this match? You with the small werewolf, or are you both, or either of you with LA Knight? Yeah.
Well, I am going for a new champion. However, my daughter has everybody saying L.A. Knight.
Yeah. All right. Simple enough. Okay, Dwayne. Let's go ahead and get your thoughts to close this out. What do you guys say regarding the United States Championship?
I'm going to go with what Ash said because that is exactly what I was thinking heading into this match. And until between now and when it Saturday this match happens, depending on what happens on Friday night, I may change my mind. But as of right now, I know I'm sticking with Solo because I'm sorry, not Solo, LA Knight.
Yeah.
But in the event, I think Solo's going to have a key part in this match, and I think it's going to cost Jacob. This is where their feud is going to actually explode up finally.
Yeah, WrestleMania is meant to start stuff. Okay. So I'm just going to say this because I don't like the idea of the United States Championship becoming Mr. Potato. So I really do think that LA Knight's going to win again. And this match brought to you by Slim Jim, or what is this match brought to you by? Is it by Slim Jim? I don't remember. He's going to have a ring and endorsement. He's going to move the merch. I don't think Jacob needs a title to move on because he's hot over like Rover. And again, the Solo Sikoa thing doesn't need a championship. So yeah, I'm going with LA Knight to retain too. But this should be interesting because I'm curious what happens with the former MLW and Impact champion collide for the first time. All right. Oh, yeah, you're right. Probably Minute Maid. How many sponsors do we got here? Good grief. You got to start putting like sponsor graphics or something.
I don't know, but today on Netflix, there was like 7 freaking Minute Maid commercials. So, yeah, they got a new partnership because Cody, Bianca, and somebody else already has a commercial for Minute Maid. Jey Uso.
I haven't drank Minute Maid since
Which-
freaking junior high, I think.
Which is funny enough. You see the shape of these wrestlers? They're not drinking this shit. They've been doing this for
No.
months. Drink Minute Maid, sugary ass drinks, and
They're-
all that crap.
They're drinking like friggin' C4 or water if they're sensible enough. But speaking of sensible enough and having sense, I think somebody lost their damn sense in the Queen, Charlotte Flair. And guess who gets to start this one off? You. Because we're going to talk about the WWE Women's Championship between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. Good luck, everybody. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Oh, man. I was worried about this one. I still am. Let's go ahead and bring him a little bit up to speed, shall we? Tiffany Stratton made a Tiffy time when he officially cashed in on the fridge. Nia Jax and became the WWE Women's Champion. And of course, Charlotte Flair, she returned from who knows what besides injury and was able to outlast everybody, including the prodigy Roxanne Perez, Tranquilo mi hermano, as the last two and won this year's Women's Royal Rumble. And now finds herself going to WrestleMania, challenging the woman that said facing her would be a dream match. But this might be a nightmare that everybody may regret. Unless the fact that we may have gone shoot during this program was to add realistic tension and to make this more feasible where you would be okay if either side wins. I don't think that's the case. Either way, Walter, simply put, it's on you. Has Tiffy time ran its course, and will the Queen rise once again, or do we finally humble the Queen and Tiffy time continues to roll on in the Paul Beck era? Good luck, dude. Brave everybody, especially you two.
And still, I think Tiffy retains. I think, despite what everybody thinks, I think even Charlotte knows the right thing is to put her over and deep down, and I think she's gonna do it. Like, she's meant to be the bitch in this feud. She's meant to dominate and do what her father did. But I think that they know what they got in Tiffany, and it's time to show that the division can move on. And I feel like it's time. It's Tiffy time, and she's going to retain. And I feel like Charlotte is going to do the job.
Wow. Very bold. I respect that. So that being said, because this is a marquee match, because it's a Royal Rumble winner, and it's also a World Championship, everyone will get their piece. But so far, we have one for Tiffany Stratton retaining. From one person that likes to cook versus the master chef himself, who definitely I know will have something to say regarding this in the most sensible way, as he only can. The Renegade. JJ, what did you and Natalie say about this match?
We both agree on this one.
Mm-hmm.
We both agree that it will still be Tiffy time.
All right.
And if Charlotte Flair wins, I don't watch SmackDown until she loses the title.
Damn, does it beat SmackDown?
And if she gets drafted to Raw, I cease watching Raw until she loses the title. I will not watch whatever show she is champion on.
Okay. You know, there is a fast forward button on a DVR for a reason, brother.
I know. There's also highlights on X for a reason, Noah. You know all about that.
Yeah, and YouTube as well. I mean, short, sweet, and simple to the point, my brother. You have learned well. Okay, so we have 3 for Tiffy time. Seems like everybody wants Tiffy time to continue to ride high so far. Hi, Ash. What do you guys say regarding this WWE Women's Championship match? Let's just keep this in perspective, though, while we're being fans, talking about hearts versus minds before I give it to Dwayne after you're done. Charlotte Flair is one of those that is held as the cream of the crop. She is the top woman in the entire WWE. She has the highest accolades. She has the highest pedigree. Woo! But also, if you beat her, you're kind of a made star. Arguably, if Rhea Ripley, Mommy, didn't beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39, I don't think Mommy would be as on top as she's been the last 2 damn years. So what do you guys say regarding this? When Tiffany Stratton has only been involved in WWE for 3 years and has not even been a champion for 6 months yet.
So you know what I said about like Jey Uso versus Gunther and like how the Rumble winner goes on to become champion? Yeah, this is the opposite because the winner of the Rumble didn't need to win the Rumble. Like Charlotte Flair's done literally everything at this point. She doesn't need another title. And that's the problem with WWE. It's just if Charlotte's not in the title picture, they don't know what to do with her. I want Tiffany to win. I would love that because Charlotte doesn't need the freaking title. Have her do something else. Like, please, like, don't have, as much as I love Charlotte, she does not need to be in the title picture. So let Tiffy have her run. It's still Tiffy time.
All right. Well, that's simply put. Okay. So that being said, it is still Tiffy time unanimously. Let's go ahead. Wow, that's to like put her ass back in NXT. I mean, she hasn't done the moonsault, and she probably won't do it again as long as she has that knee brace on her leg. And no matter how I feel about somebody in this business, I never condone anybody getting injured because at the end of the day, they love this and or do this for your entertainment. Please keep that in mind when you make your judgments towards anybody on your screen, politicking aside. And I do think this is going to be a great match. Yes.
But Noah, if she gets injured, she can get another facelift and another divorce. Her marriage to Andrade didn't even last as long as Roman's title reign. Acknowledge that.
All three of her marriages didn't last long as Roman's title reigns.
Yeah.
Ooh!
I feel for Charlotte because, like her, I too am 0-3 in love.
Damn! What the fuck just happened?
Thank God I'm 1-0.
Undefeated. And can I just throw this out there real quick? I don't know why everybody goes off talking about how Charlotte Flair is the greatest of all time because she's had 14, technically 16 championships. She's lost 16 championships as well.
And half her title runs weren't even that long to begin with. They were like super short.
I think one was like literally a week when they were being juggled between Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair. Oh my God.
I think Sasha only defended her title one.
Yeah, and it was an Iron Woman match.
Noah, we do have someone in the green room.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll bring him in after we get Dwayne's spots, and we can bring him in for our main event because that's the only one left. So, Dwayne, finish it out. Are we unanimous?
We're unanimous, but I do want to bring one thing. This is just a hypothetical, what the fuck type question, but had Vince McMahon not been in charge and Triple H had, would Charlotte Flair still have 14 or 16 title reigns today? Do you think?
Maybe because he loves him some Ric Flair.
Yeah, about to say, isn't that like Triple H's best friend? So, I mean...
Yeah, it possibly could, but in the short amount of time that she's had it, it took her daddy, 40 years to get 16 wins?
Mm.
She's done it.
22!
We here at the Survivor Studios actually acknowledge all realistic stats. But, yeah. So, simply put, everyone, what time is it?
It's Tiffy time.
You're damn right I'm going with Tiffany Stratton. She deserves the fracking win. But before I say it's main event time, someone else actually has a watch and wants to talk about Tiffy time too. Welcome, Emmanuel Dominguez. Emmanuel, what do you guys about in this?
Yeah, like real quick, like this feud is not doing favors for Tiffany, sadly, because it's been the same thing every week with Charlotte. Tiffy is in the match, and she attacks her at the end of the match, and that's supposed to bring heat, the boring ass heat. Charlotte is doing this on purpose. She doesn't want to push this young lady because if she knows that if she does, she's not needed in WWE. Tiffany Stratton is a better version of Charlotte Flair, and she knows it. And she's doing it on purpose, knowing that if Tiffany goes over, it's done. It's over for her. Her return feels flat. She sucks as a heel, and the only thing that makes her relevant is the last name of Flair and the woo. If you really don't like Charlotte, do not woo her. Do not boo her. Don't make any noise. You're just making her like feel like, oh, people like me, people hate me. Like stop it. Charlotte, just stop it. Like, we know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make Tiffany look bad. She's been doing this since day one, the dispute, and now there's supposed to be heat, backstage heat between them. And I'm not sure if it's true or not. You know how gossip starts, but if it's true, come on, Charlotte. You're supposed to be the professional here. You're supposed to be the veteran. Why are you finding heat with this rookie who looks up to you, who imitates you, and you have offense against her? No. Grow up, be a woman, do the right thing, pull over this young lady who probably is not going to be in the DE that long because she instates that she's not part of the DE and looking to become Hollywood. And that's it. But if she wants to stay, then let her stay. But
All right.
for me, Charlie needs to lose this or not. What are we doing here? Like, what SmackDown woman is believable to even beat Charlotte at this point of the game? That's
a good point.
Yeah, that's the sad phase. Like nobody's at Char's level in the SmackDown roster. So there has to be someone, and Tiffany is the only one who's close enough to do that.
Oh, my brother, testify.
That's the reason why I let Emmanuel speak his mind on certain things. And when it comes to what we talk about tomorrow night regarding a certain person, I'm sure he will have much more to say along with that. That is your first sermon on the Mount Curse of Emmanuel Dominguez. This is. But that being said, regardless, unanimous, it's Tiffy time. Okay, well, we've had a lot of fun, a lot of shenanigans, a lot of laughs, a lot of technical difficulties. As always, predicting, though, it is wholesome, it is welcoming, it is flexible, it is crazy. And damn, that might also be accurate because, pedigree. But that being said, before we get into tonight's main event, allow me to remind you tomorrow we will be back here with City predicting WrestleMania Night 2, and your card will go as follows. We're talking about the Women's Tag Team Championships, the Sin City Street Fight, the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship, AJ Styles versus the Maverick Logan Paul, this triple threat dance for the WWE Women's World Championship with Mommy, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and the EST, Bianca Belair, and of course the future of the WWE as we know when it comes to the championship and the leniency of the town, whoever held it, as Cody Rhodes defends history to be made or history to be stopped and be made against John Cena, who sold his sold out to The Rock. And yes, these two will go face-to-face, I know, this Friday, but I am doing City predicting tomorrow because I said so. So that being said, let's go ahead.
All of a sudden, I'm thirsty for a prime drink.
Yeah, I wonder why you say that.
And to Nestor's point, since it's after midnight on the East Coast, officially, happy birthday to Walter's wife.
Yes, absolutely. Acknowledge Mrs. Cruz as we appreciate, of course, the Cruz and everyone else here as we all do. Lily, happy birthday to you. But let's go ahead now and get into it, shall we? Let's go ahead and talk about tonight's main event. Because for the first time in WrestleMania history, it is not regarding a title, but it is a triple threat that could have huge implications regarding something that I would say might be much more valuable than simply a WWE championship. Loyalty, family, animosity, history, so many words you can put towards these three men and their story. Or should I say four? It is our triple threat main event on Saturday night between CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, and your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, where Paul Heyman will be in CM Punk's corner in regards to a favor he's owed him since War Games. And of course, we know the history with Seth and Roman goes all the way back to the Shield in 2011. And of course, the chair stab in the back where everything changed forever for both men. Why CM Punk took his ball after the pipe bomb and went home for practically a decade, came back to the business that made him sing in the first place under a new regime, and now he's finally looking to achieve a dream as he celebrates it with his best friend. But I do wonder how wise that is when it comes to the history with Roman Reigns and Seth friggin' Rollins. We saw Raw tonight. For those that didn't, I acknowledge all of you, and I tell you this. If you're going to watch Raw, go watch this segment. Hashtag spoiler free, but you will be spoiled because I'm sure that's going to go into the dissertation by the person that starts this. You have been warned. I will not warn you again. Okay, folks, here we fucking go. It's not a title, but it might as well be for a title when you consider the implications and the history of all three of these men. And if someone's going to cook the main event, you know damn well who I'm going to start with. JJ? Who you got winning this triple threat main event between CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth freaking Rollins?
While I appreciate the fact that you want to hand me the reins to cook here, I honestly do not have that many ingredients I would like to throw into this pot of chili. So I would like to divert to either the lady, let the lady go first, or hand it over to Emmanuel since he just got in here and hasn't got to start anything yet. You are the host. You can choose. I will just get my thoughts in eventually here.
Eventually. Wow, that's very commendable, JJ. And you really
Unless people give me some shit to really cook with, I really don't have that much to cook on this one. This one is simple, to take a phrase from the Simple Man for me.
That's saying something considering what this match really has been trying to tell, not just literally since CM Punk's return, but literally since Paul Heyman's existence in WWE.
I will say this, though. Do you have to ask who Natalie is going for? Write it down, acknowledge him, and hand it over to whoever you want to hand it over to.
I wrote down Roman Reigns as soon as you gave me Natalie's name for WrestleMania predictions. I know there is not a cold day in hell where that young lady will go against or betray her tribal chief, unlike the wise man. That being said, that's fair. Well, Ash, you did start a match, so I think it's only fair we finally let somebody cook a match for the first time here. So, Emmanuel, good luck. The ball's in your court. Who do you have winning this triple threat?
I believe Seth Rollins is going to take this. Like, I did not see Raw, unfortunately, because I was at work. So I got to get spoiled either way. It doesn't matter. I'll still enjoy the show either way. But for me, it makes sense that Seth Rollins wins because Roman Reigns does not need to win at this stage of his career. He's going to disappear again. Like, everybody knows this. Like, and people want to cheer like Roman Reigns. Like, that's fine. Do you want to raise your ones for a guy who always leaves every pay-per-view? That's fine. Like, keep doing it. I'm over it. Like, CM Punk and Seth Rollins, those are the two who are going to stay in the end. They need the wins between those two. Now, Heyman is the wild card. Is he really going to actually take the favor for Seth Rollins for not stopping him? I hope not. Like, so hope, like, for me, like, I hope not. That, like, that would be so BS that after all this, like, it takes only Paul Heyman to act for Seth Rollins to actually beat CM Punk. Well, I wish it was just, Seth Rollins doing it by himself, which is a better story than somebody else helping them. But that's the story that Triple H decided to do, and and there's nothing to it. I mean, like Paul Heyman betrayed CM Punk before, and that now Heyman backstab, Roman Reigns, deciding that's more important for him to walk at WrestleMania than for him to be his special counsel for Roman Reigns. So it has to be Seth Rollins to take the pin, and he's gonna pin Roman Reigns finally. And it's gonna make Roman even more bitter that Seth actually got the pin over him.
Wow, talk about you literally concluding a story over 13 years in fuming. By the way, this match is brought to you by Colleen's newest story. You can pick up her book today, The Fox and the Poppy, on Amazon. Please go look at your local book providers today. And shout out to Mrs. Baller for this lovely little story. The Fox and the Poppy. Go buy it on Amazon today. And shout out to Big Baller, Big G. Well, there you have it. And he left for a moment. So he must be fixing something. And that being said, our opening
Something!
damn it! I freaking fell for that until you started. So that being said, our first vote goes to Seth freaking Rollins. Now, I again did see Monday Night Raw tonight, but let's see if anyone else did if they add it to their prediction. We're just going to go right around the horn, counterclockwise. And ironically enough, Dwayne, regardless of Emmanuel dropping out, you're still in that spot. So you're next. So what do you guys say regarding this triple threat? Who you got winning? Who you got being betrayed?
I had originally, before watching Raw tonight, had done my predictions, and I was going with what Emmanuel said. It was already stuck in the back of my head that this is where they were going, but this is like, wait a minute now. It's almost too obvious to what everybody's seeing and believing. I made a bold prediction last night or Saturday night, one of the two nights on Aaron's channel.
Yes.
And I'm gonna stick with it and add a little bit more with it. Everybody's predicting that Paul Heyman's probably going to turn and join Seth Rollins. I think he's going to wind up making everybody think he's going, or making Punk think he's going to be in his corner. Punk will win, and then we're going to get the return everybody didn't think would ever going to happen. Brock Lesnar comes back. This is going to be the one that he's been loyal with probably the most. So.
Man, I mean, you're in a way, look at the whole career of Paul Heyman, you're not wrong, but he also betrayed him. But that being said, you got CM Punk winning?
Yes, Punk.
Okay.
Only for the fact being it's his first Mania back and it's his first main event as well.
Gotcha. All right. So we got one for Seth, one for Punk. I'm very curious if anyone else besides Natalie acknowledged the tribal chief. And for those that don't know, as we talked about Aaron Britt say, yeah, to No DQ, subscribe today to No DQ. This match also brought to you in sponsorship with NoDQ.com. There's also, of course, a triple threat bet going on at No DQ, where the winner of the chosen participant of this match will become the moderator of the No DQ review following WrestleMania. That, of course, between the Cleaver, Colin Andrew, Gino, and, of course, the original moderator himself, Virtue. Good luck to all three men as they, of course, represent their representatives. And Dwayne acknowledging his Florida brother and predictions as well. That being said, one for Seth, one for Punk. Arlene, good to see you. We'll get to you here after we get to the others. That being said, from one nice lady to another, let's get batty. Ash, where do you stand in this triple threat? Again, it seems like Paul Heyman, not to make it like a Vegas reference, considering we are talking about a deck of cards with the graphics. Is he the wild card? Is he the Joker? Is he what you need to, hit the jackpot? Or is he what caused you the bust? What do you guys say regarding this triple threat?
When it's my turn.
Yep.
Yeah, that's because for this triple threat, it's for me, it's up in the air, like who wins and who Paul Heyman is going to side with. Because I'm looking into this triple threat match, like who needs to win the most here? Like who has the more to gain out of this? And I'm trying to figure out, like, out of these three, like I'm taking Roman out of the equation because he doesn't really need the win because, like this long ass title reign he has, it's like he's got nothing left to prove. So that leaves me with Punk and Rollins. And I'm trying to figure out, like, when was the last time Rollins had a win? And at the same time, this is CM Punk's first ever main event. You don't want him to lose in the first main event unless you got something planned down the road for him. Or maybe going into next year's WrestleMania. And it is like, I'm trying to figure out, like, it's like who, because I think, like, the winner of this match, like, Heyman's going to factor into who wins the match. And I went in there thinking Seth could win with the help from Paul Heyman.
All right. Do you still think that right now?
For the time being, yeah, but I can be easily persuaded.
Well, that's fair. And again, predictions aren't final till 6:30 p.m. Stand Up Saturday night. That being said, 2 for Seth, 1 for Punk. All right, well, now back to you, JJ. Of course, we talk about long-term storytelling. You look at the triangle here, more freaking complete than a recycling bin, reduce, reuse, recycle triangle. What do you guys say now regarding this triple threat as you simply put it? And has anything changed to add towards your pick? Or did Natalie give you any, like, because I know Natalie, regardless, she's going to pick Roman Reigns, but I'm curious, did she give any context? Or did she's like, you just never bet against the tribal chief?
No, she didn't give any context. You know, there's been a lot going on for both Natalie and I, so I haven't really gotten to like speak to her a lot lately.
That's fair.
In fact, that's even what I messaged her today. I was like, I know there's a lot going on right now, but do you have picks for Noah's predictions tonight? And then that's how I got the predictions from her. So
appreciate her.
I kind of agree with Dwayne as far as Brock goes. I've been thinking Brock may get involved in this myself. You know, I don't know if he'll get involved after the match or during the match. Because let's be real. This is a triple threat. Ref bumps will be aplenty.
Oh, yeah.
There's no disqualification in a triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
So Brock's music could hit. He could storm the ring. He could F5 every fucking buddy and then leave. That's kind of Brock's thing. You know, kind of like the old Austin shirt. Arrive, raise hell, leave. Arrive, suplex motherfuckers, leave. That's kind of Brock's thing.
Accurate.
So I'm almost wondering, and just based off of what I saw tonight, pontificating a little bit here, here's the little bit I am going to cook. I'm almost wondering if Seth's favor is going to be, okay, you walked to the ring with him, take your ass to the back. You're not allowed to be out here. Which in a sense helps Heyman because he doesn't feel guilty for not helping either other combatant. But at the same time, Heyman can be blamed by both Roman and Punk for them losing because he wasn't there. But I have the Joker of the WWE, Seth freaking Rollins, winning this match. Now go ahead. Everybody's seen his music. Oh.
All right. I'm not doing a graphic.
Number 2 on the Def Rebel list, by the way. Go check out the archives of me and Walter doing the top 10 Def Rebel theme songs.
2 things. Cheap plug. Secondly, that was actually one of the 30% that actually did approve. And Arlene, you will be the one to conclude.
Oh, and number 1 was Roman Reigns, so you know.
Well, I mean,
both of them are kind of here represented in this match.
I mean, that's a no-brainer, and that might be the one that I will acknowledge actually from something that you prove was an AI. All right. Well, damn it. I mean, between the freaking Seth freaking Rollins' favor where he may want Paul Heyman out of the equation, I can kind of understand your point. Brock Lesnar, though, has been the farthest thing from my mind, though, since the Paul Triple Threat era started last year at WrestleMania 40. Let's keep in mind, this is 1 year later since Triple H truly took full creative control. And we've seen the entire landscape change and the business change for the better if you look at WWE's figures. That being said, though, I look at CM Punk and I figure about him calling out both The Rock and John Cena, and you got imagine it's going to lead to something down the line. Nothing happens in WWE by accident, especially when a man delivers a pipe bomb as hot as what he did back at Las Vegas, of all places, in 2011. Go figure. Then you have, of course, Roman Reigns, who's been unmatched by every WWE superstar in the modern era when it comes to appeal, dominance, merchandise, and must-see attraction. But yes, he is part-time because we also know he deals with real-life situations. We all can relate, even though it's not quite the exact same situation, but just saying. And it is one of those things where he has done everything, and he even said it before himself. It's not about numbers. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. As far as I'm concerned, Roman Reigns never needs the undisputed WWE Championship again. He did it longer than anybody in the history of this business. He's a legend above legends. He's a main man. Acknowledge him. I finally acknowledged him in the end, so there you go. Then, of course, you have Seth freaking Rollins, who has been the workhorse, 24/7, 365, all the time. Hated towards both men, but he redefined the World Heavyweight Championship in this legacy. And it's weird to think right now, in looking at the WWE landscape, what we talked about Jey Uso earlier, he and Jay might be the two biggest baby faces of sorts on Monday Night Raw. And if one of them goes heel, the other one has to pick up the slack. And considering he was the World Heavyweight Champion, if he wins it, there's Seth's bid to go get that back, whether or not he has Paul Heyman in his corner or not. This proverbial favor where he even, I watched Raw, admitted that I'm not expecting him to do anything, but we saw everything tonight when it came to all three of those men. And who was the last one standing? Seth freaking Rollins, looking down at Paul Heyman, who was pie-faced by his tribal chief. So that being said, I talked about on NoDQ. I looked at all three men. I look at the work ethic. I think about what could be next. I think about who needs a change versus who do have something going for them, whether at SummerSlam or beforehand. JJ, I'm with you. I went with Seth freaking Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is the guy right now that's going to carry this forward and needs to win this. I don't think CM Punk needs to win. He has his dream. He's achieving his dream. He's in a main event. Whoopee. What else does that man need? Okay, he's going to probably challenge for the championship. He already called out the final boss in John Cena. They teased Cody Rhodes and freaking CM Punk 2 years in a row now. But again, does that need the title? That also is verbatim right now up in the air. I don't think CM Punk needs to be champion again, and I don't think Reigns needs to be champion again. And at this point, if Suffering and Rollins is going to continue to be that workhorse 27 for 65, I don't think he needs it again, but he's the one that I could see them giving it to again at the expense of someone's favorite babyface, Yeet. I'm going with Seth freaking Rollins. That being said, Walter is now on you before Arlene concludes. Where do you stand? We have a Seth, a Roman, courtesy of Natalie. We have a CM Punk, courtesy of Dwayne, and shout out to Dwayne. Thank you for tuning in. He is, of course, GTSing. How ironically. Please follow him. Appreciate you always. You're welcome on Simply Predicting. Walter, where do you stand?
This is one of those legit matches where literally all three of them can win. But this is the first match in a long time where Roman has the least chance, because everybody's like, Roman doesn't really need it.
Yep. Going into his 10th WrestleMania main event, by the way.
11th.
11th? Really?
Because they count last year both nights.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Both nights. I only thought about the one. Thank you for that.
But like you said, Punk don't really need it. I feel like Seth's heel turn is coming. So I brought up the whole Brock Lesnar thing on the review and got laughed at. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's in the lawsuit." So I feel like I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks like that. Now that JJ and other people have said it, because I said the same thing. I was like, I think Brock comes out and eliminates the whole Paul Heyman situation. You just bring him out. But I always had it.
I mean, just to piggyback on you real quick, I'm gonna let you keep cooking. But if people are already talking about Donald Trump being there, and we all know how controversial he is, sitting president of the United States, say what you will about him as political figure, but let's not forget he's a WWE Hall of Famer. If everyone's already worried about Donald Trump being there, and he's Mr. Controversial, I think we can get a Brock Lesnar appearance too. It's not that different.
Yep.
I agree with you. I was also going to say this. How much has SummerSlam defined Brock Lesnar's career? Just saying. And again, first ever 2-night SummerSlam. You're going to need a lot of big shit to really make that show something.
It's not only that.
Ahead, Walter.
I just feel like they WWE's more ballsy than they've been lately. So
that is also fair.
They would do it. Just as exactly. If anybody, he's from the DX era, so he would do it. But that's the reason I'm gonna go with Seth, because I really feel like Punk. I mean, brand split and everything. He's gonna get traded to SmackDown so he can start going after that other title, and that will lead to what I think is gonna happen with the other title. You can probably pretty much see where I'm going with it, because I feel like Punk gets traded there, and why? Who's he gonna feud with again after so many years? So like he goes there, Seth runs Raw as a heel, and then if you're gonna continue Punk and Roman for a little bit, he's on the same brand technically. So you do that. So I think Seth pulls it off.
All right. Well, look at this. We're all with Seth freaking Rollins here on the top row. This is interesting. Okay.
I will say I agree with Walter, but I'm flip-flopping him.
What do you mean by that?
I'm moving Seth to SmackDown and Cena to Raw. Raw is the A show. So you want the WWE Championship on the A show again. Netflix is going to want Cena on there. So you flip-flop him, give Seth to the USA Network. Netflix still gets him internationally. And you give Netflix John Cena.
That makes sense.
I just want to clarify that I too did vote for Rollins, but I said with the help of Paul Heyman.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
No worries, it's okay.
There's a lot of architectural madness here. How fitting we were talking about Seth.
I see what you did there.
Right.
Noah thinks he's punny.
No, I don't. I'm not. I don't try to be. Certainly not. Anyway.
You don't try to be punny? Punny?
No,
not funny.
I pun.
Okay. This is turning into once again utter madness. This isn't even Saturday Night Live, and I'm not Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon. This isn't a late night talk show. It might as well be. Who am I kidding?
Right? It's all building to something.
Something.
Damn it! What have I started?
Something.
Clearly.
We're all going to be starting something.
No.
Starting something.
Copyright.
Be started something.
I think at this point we're all punishing Noah.
Hey.
James, watch this because we're getting Noah back for everything he gets you with.
The fact of the matter is, y'all are throwing me off my game when I'm the one that does the something, and then after y'all do it, but then someone else does the something, and then someone else does like domino effect here. So you know what? This is what happens. Jade moderates the mad shenanigans. I moderate the madness. Here's the predicting, and I fucking welcome it. It should be as mad as possible. It's WrestleMania, damn it. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it does make sense for the biggest stars to be on the biggest deal in WWE, and that is Netflix. Duh. So I do get what you're saying there when it comes to John Cena possibly being transferred and CM Punk finally getting away from Seth if he loses at WrestleMania. But again, that remains to be seen. A lot of different things here are being discussed right now. And again, the only person that picked Roman Reigns so far is Natalie. So good luck to her and Virtue. Hi, Gino. Okay, well, that being said, there's been one person waiting in the wings, one person left. Of course, one of our favorites, as always, MVPs, another Dominguez. Hello, Arlene. Nice to see you, as always. Welcome to the predicting once again. Welcome to the main event. Go ahead and give your thoughts as we close out the opening distortion discussions of picks for the triple threat main event for WrestleMania Saturday night. Who do you got?
Yeah, I think I'm with everybody when we all say that you can kind of take Roman off the people of winning this match. I only say this because, like he always does after WrestleMania, he always takes his hiatus. To me, it doesn't make sense for him to win it just so he be gone. Then what's the other person that got pinned by Roman gonna do? Like, Roman pinned me. Like, it's not fair. I want Roman to come out. We know he's not gonna come out till set deadline, you know. So it's like I think that storyline's just gonna not go anywhere until he shows up again. So that's why I don't think he needs to win. Like, you know, my friend will probably be inconsolable because she's a huge Roman Reigns fan, but you know, she'll it'll be mixed up when John Cena wins. Here's where I'm. No, you know, WWE ruined it for us, and I'll tell you why. This is gonna help you guys. Either that, or they have the most horrible PR in WWE history. They put a meet and greet with John Cena Monday.
That makes sense, because regardless, he's going to be there because it's the Route to Man in Las Vegas. But anyway, back to our current discussion, whether or not PR spoiled things. That wouldn't surprise me. And yes, Attila, you're right. But please continue your prediction towards this match.
Yeah, so it's like Monday. I wonder why he's on Monday, but that's another day. But anyways, so it's between CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Do you want CM Punk to lose
Seth.
his first WrestleMania main event that he's, like I said, main event, or you give it to Seth Rollins. And I hear people saying that, well, maybe Rock is gonna, help Seth Rollins, cost him the match. I don't think it's gonna be revealed to, honestly, night 2. I think this story is not, it's not gonna be revealed that, Paul Heyman, The Rock, and let's say it is Seth that's the third person in this story. I don't think it's gonna come in full tuition till the second night. So I think that if Seth Rollins is gonna win, then that's the story for the night 2. I just feel like if you're gonna give CM Punk the main event just to have him lose, like, where are you gonna go with CM Punk after this? To me, I don't know. Like, how do you end up back with John Cena? I mean, does he win the Money in the Bank? Does he eventually face him at War Games? Just, I don't know. It's
Fickle.
yeah. I'm just confused. I want CM Punk to win. I think based on tonight, I'm gonna go with CM Punk just because of the way it ends. Depending on how SmackDown ends, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna change my pick. But because Seth Rollins stood tall today, I'm gonna go with CM Punk. Just because the fact that he stood tall today. If Thursday they're both CM Punk is standing tall, then obviously we know CM Punk's not winning. Seth's not winning, and they're going to give it to Roman because he's the only one that didn't stand tall that day, So depending on who did not get pinned or it's not standing tall, and is the one that's going to end up winning. So for right now, just because of the way Raw ended, spoiler alert, I'm going to go with CM Punk.
Wow, you two actually agreed. Okay, so we got 2 CM Punks, a Roman Reigns, and 4 Seth freaking Rollins. And I can understand where she's coming from because I usually say triple threat formula, buffer fall person, but legitimately all 3 men do have a claim of victory here, as you all pointed out. The fact that we literally started off with this whole thing about Roman Reigns, Seth freaking Rollins, then it escalated with CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins, then CM Punk helped Roman Reigns at War Games. Then you had Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins eliminated the Royal Rumble, and CM Punk also eliminated, who eliminated both of them. Seth Rollins went ballistic. He destroyed Roman. He destroyed Punk. And now we're literally all the way here where so far we've seen Punk take out Roman, we've seen Seth take out Punk, and we saw Roman take out Punk and Seth take out Roman. So, yeah, who has the advantage here? I'll wait. And it's also one of those things right now where you do bring up an interesting point about this going into night 2. Last year was also a 2-night story. And I think that's the thing about these 2-night extravaganzas. God bless you and your wallets, by the way. It's one of those things where night 1 does set up a tale to come out of night 2, but you're not sure what the tale is in this case. Why it was pretty much night and day with last year with night 1 and night 2. What was Seth last year to Cody? His shield. What if this year he's his sword? Maybe again, Seth is the third man that the friggin' final boss goes into business with. We don't know it. Again, 28 steps ahead. Maybe Paul Heyman's the third man and we don't know it because at the end of the day, Paul Heyman's going to go where the money is, and also now a family. Talk about loyalty. I mean, shoot, there's The Rock for you. It's also one of those things where we have not heard high nor tail of The Rock since the Elimination Chamber, and we do know on SmackDown, we do have Cody and John Cena in the same building. Who's to say Rock's not too far? We also know we have a kickoff show prior to SmackDown. Remember, last year's kickoff show was the launching pad that truly set up what we got at last year's WrestleMania. And while this triple threat over the last few weeks has set up a lot for this main event, that kickoff show could also host a lot more and one less angle to sway your minds. But right now, it just feels like to me that Seth's been the guy of mental manipulation, cerebral warfare to carry this as far as it has and continue it forward. And I think the only way to continue forward is if he wins somehow, whether or not it's inadvertent by Paul Heyman or by a favor. I think Seth's the most justified right now to take this. So that's why I went with Seth. Arlene, I do see your hand up before we open it to open a discussion. What do you guys say?
Oh, I don't know if this is going to be a hot take, but my prediction is that Roman's going to be the one that's going to get pinned. And this is how you create a new character. Because at his Hall of Fame speech, he said, when there's no Paul Heyman, he's no longer the tribal chief. And how do you send off the tribal chief? By getting pinned again at WrestleMania.
I mean, Paul Heyman did say, I either work with Roman or I'm done. I'm pretty sure that was like his last client he wanted to work with. Okay. That being said, does anyone else have anything to add regarding any of these men's three futures, or do we just want to wait till Saturday at this point and see what the fuck happens? Going once, going twice. There you have it. All right.
Friday's going to tell a lot. That's it.
Yeah, I think that we are definitely going to get something else out of Friday that's going to tell more of the tale of who truly is going to be the card you should play if you actually want to strike at Witch in Las Vegas and avoid busting. And damn it, to tell us something again. Yes, indeed. But this also was something, and this also was very time effective. So again, what are y'all's predictions? Do you see somebody else showing up? Who screws who stabs the other in the back? Is Seth Rollins more of a sword versus a shield? Do you still acknowledge the tribal chief? What will Natalie's blood pressure be if Roman Reigns not only loses but gets pinned? Because I remember the last time she was on again, she went on a rant, and now I kind of want to see that. Just saying. Let us know
if he gets pinned by Seth, who she can't stand.
Oh, well, I mean, hey, Seth will close the book. How about long-term storytelling, JJ? 13 years plus closed this Saturday with Seth pinning Roman. Sorry, Natalie, I just put that out in the ether, but it's a very realistic possibility that's going to happen. Not that I'm saying it's going to happen, but I'm just saying it can happen. I avoided it. So, again, what are your thoughts, your predictions? What is your final analysis? What is your final takes? Do you have anything else you all want to say? Let us know in the comments down below, or, of course, let your thoughts be known in the chat right now as we get ready to send you on a simple goodbye way. And we'll be back here tomorrow night, 10 minutes standard time with night 2. Again, you saw the match card, but in case you didn't, me and a wonderful panel of friends in the City Predicting community will be discussing the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, a Sin City Street Fight, Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way, the Maverick versus the Phenomenal One, triple threat for the Women's World Championship with Mommy, EST, and EO Sky, and of course the future of the WWE Championship as we know it, and WWE's legacy and history as Cody Rhodes defends his kingdom against the man, the franchise himself, John Cena. And I can only imagine what people's thoughts are going to be after that match if John Cena leads with his 17th World Championship.
Emmanuel's favorite wrestler.
Exactly.
Who he gets to see on Monday. I'm just saying.
The man who he paid me to sing the theme song of.
About to say, you literally went word life, and you did a damn good job.
You may not be able to see Cena, but you can see us tomorrow.
Exactly. And we'll see you then.
You can see us all week.
Right? Every day there's going to be something with us on screen. Point taken. Look at the graphic. What the fuck are we thinking? Oh, Vay, we're crazy.
We'll have to remain unbreakable this week.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly, Walter, and also a cheap plug and good plug, too. All right, and that being said, we bid you folks a fine adieu. And again, good luck to everybody here. Good stuff tonight for Saturday. Good luck to Gino, to Virtue, and to Khan, who, again, the winner of this triple threat literally dictates the moderator for the Noted review after WrestleMania. And boy, no matter what, proverbial fireworks are going to fucking fly, too. Thank you all once again. Let's go ahead and do some plugs before we get some rest ahead of tomorrow. Again, guys, it was a pleasure to lecture all of you. Again, we're only halfway through, and this week, we're only just starting too. Let's go ahead and give one quick plugs before we bid everybody a fine adieu. First off, Dominguez says, I saw your tag, so Viva Las Vegas to you, and please be safe. Arlene and Emmanuel, anything you want to plug or promote, or where can people connect and find you? Arlene, I'll start with you.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I don't think they're going to be as many title changes as everybody thinks since I popped in late. I think the max is going to be 3. Gunther's going to lose. I'm hoping Dom wins, but I don't think they're going to give it to him. That's why I think I'm going with 3. And what's the second one, that title change? I can't think of the second one that I know for sure. But yeah, at least 3. I don't think there's going to be as many title changes as people think they're going to be.
All right, fair enough. Emmanuel, anything you want to plug or promote?
Yes, I'd like to promote if you really hate John Cena, you have to see John Cena sucks.
Oh,
He
Lord.
really sucks. The infant says he really sucks because if you just say John Cena sucks, you don't really hate John Cena. That's all I had to say. But if you want to follow me, it's Emmanuel Dominguez at Facebook, EDM7324 at Instagram. I'm back in Twitter, but I'm not using it as much. But I'm back on Twitter, on the X per se. But yeah, but the only way Gunther's going to win this, Noah, is if Jimmy throws the towel on Jay, and people are going to flip and get mad at that. That's
fair.
the.
They're gonna flip regardless, but I see what you're saying. Good Lord.
So, but yeah, other than that, we're days away from Vegas, stand and deliver, baby. Like WrestleMania, baby. And we're gonna beat a lot of wrestlers, and as hopefully we meet them all, because the time crunch is real because of phonetics and there's damn timing schedules, so it's gonna be chaotic for us the next couple of days.
I can only imagine. Good luck to both of you. Godspeed and be safe too. And thank you. And again, happy birthday to y'all's nephew. Ash, extremely fun time with you once again here on City Predicting. I know that we're going to soon see you do more stuff on your channel for New Japan.
Yeah.
I look forward to collaborate with you on New Japan reviews. But go ahead and tell people where they can get Batty and where they can find you.
You can find me on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, at ShadowBadAsh. You can also catch me sometimes as a speaker, mostly listening into the spaces every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And subscribe. Don't be a dickhead. Subscribe to Batty for Wrestling on YouTube.
She used the Zack Sabre reference. I knew she was going to do that. You freaking young punk dickhead. I knew she was going to do that. Well, thank you, Ash. Appreciate you always. Nothing but love to you. JJ, again, man, we go crazy this week. I don't think we're going to die. We're going to survive, but I'm definitely not going to have a voice. I'm going to sound like John Laurinaitis come friggin' Monday morning, if not Monday night. But go ahead and tell where the people can find you. And again, folks, see that schedule. That is everything we are doing this week, too. We are nutting futz. Go ahead, JJ. Plug and promote.
For the watch alongs, you see there, figure about 30 minutes prior to the time listed for the streams to start, because we always do the little previews and everything. But you can find me on Instagram, the Renegade JJ Williams, YouTube Casa D18 Studios, X ROWJJ Williams, and Casa D18 Studio. Casa D18 Studio is where you can find the spaces. There are the spaces schedules. Tuesday and Thursday is TFZ, the Tribalism Free Zone. Wednesday is Walter's Simple Spaces. Friday and Sunday is Rock and Ropes, hosted by our good buddy DJ. Saturday, traditionally, is Wrestling with Tism. There probably will be no Thursday or Saturday show this week, if we're being honest, because, again, do I have to show you our schedule? Yeah. We're going to be a little bit busy. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Dadgummit. Oh, good
And
Lord.
Ash is going to be joining me on one of the calls.
You can find me calling Prestige on Thursday.
It's going to be good stuff. You have some great damn fun, pal, and welcome to the commentary world. I am so happy to see the commentary encouragement that has happened here. This is freaking awesome. All right.
What's up, Arlene? I see your hand up.
Yeah, what's up?
Walter, I'm going to do my best. Lola Vice is going to be there. I'm going to do my best to get an autograph for you.
Oh, Jesus.
I will forever owe you. I will forever owe you a favor if you do that.
Well, right now, I don't.
Well, there's main events that are built around favors. I don't know if favors are good to be thrown around there, Walter.
About to say, you realize what you just said, what we just talked about, you bloody goober. But that being said, let's go ahead and plug your stuff.
I know. I did it on purpose.
I figured you did, and I'm sure you did this on purpose too. For those that don't know, let La Princesa tell you about Walter Cruz.
Hey, you there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Don't you know it's a sin to watch without subscribing? That's right. Make sure you're subscribed right now to Rage of Wrestling. Would you really want to miss their shenanigans Saturday? That's right. Subscribe. And And if you're on Twitch, which I know you are, because all the cool cats are, make sure you're also subscribing to SRS 1983. I mean, come on. What are you doing just watching? Make that commitment. Be a part of the 1%. The best at everything. Even I've done it. That's right. Subscribe now. Why? Because La Princesa said so. Don't make me repeat. Subscribe. Rage of Wrestling. Rage of Wrestling. Say it with me. YouTube now. Rage of Wrestling. Subscribe on YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, you better subscribe to SRS 1983. Get it? Got it? Bueno.
And nothing else needs to be said besides that when it comes to the Rage of Wrestling. It's as simple as that. So again, subscribe.
She is so fucking adorable.
She's brilliant. And again, she's freaking brilliant. And again, if you haven't already, go watch the interview the regular wrestler JJ Williams did with La Princesa Tiffany Nieves. It was muy bien. And again, subscribe. And subscribe to the newest member and friend, of course, of the Bubba Studios, Ash at Batty for Wrestling. Welcome to the family. That being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, we'll be back here tomorrow night with WrestleMania Night 2. And again, it's the first of 3 things that I'm choosing to do this week. So stay tuned for more on those. The word of the night is subscribe. And again, you'll find us here tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Standard Time talking about Night 2, Emmanuel's favorite person versus Cody Rhodes. And we'll be here to stand and deliver Thursday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please stay tuned for more on that, as this just kind of condenses what I'll be mostly part of outside of other stuff that I'll also be part of, because this simple agenda is nothing out of the ordinary for me, because I am batshit crazy professional wrestling. Damn it. And I don't digress. I sincerely mean what I said. But I also sincerely mean this when I continue to encourage and remind you there are no winners, no losers, no betters. Just tired folks and fans with opinions with this title we all share. So at the end of the day, support minority, respect, share, protect your mentality to treasure your families, and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's truly as simple as that. Now, I'm not going to be redundant, so truly I'm going to bid you all a fine adieu in British game show fashion, because I've been watching Wipeout. That was a fun show. So for the Dominguez, for Arlene, say goodbye.
Bye.
For Emmanuel, who still hates John Cena, say goodbye.
Cena sucks.
Damn it. For Ash, who will call you a dickhead if you don't subscribe, say goodbye.
Take care, everyone.
For the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams, say goodbye.
Okay, nice lady. I love you. Bye-bye.
For the Rage of Wrestling, Walter Cruz, subscribe and say goodbye.
Good night, and listen to Tiffany.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, I am the Seminole Foster. Once again, reminding you, make a positive impact in life and have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night for WrestleMania Night 2. Have a good night, folks. Good grief.
John Cena.